Hello Zingers! Today we're going to start a whole new webinar series, pretty much BigBeat's famed investing, how to do things, little tips and tricks, things that I have learned over the years, what to do, and some little things I've given advice on that over 27 years I've been doing this. I wanted to impart some knowledge. And so I have about 20 rules of investing, a little more than that, and I want to get them to you bit by bit and chew up a little bit so that you'll understand how I see the market and the ways that I trade. And the first thing almost everybody asks me, Steve, when they first get going is, what book should I be reading if I started to trade? And I said, okay, well, the thing I would always suggest is the one book that I love the most, and it's called One Up on Wall Street. It's written by a guy named Peter Lynch. If you don't know who Peter Lynch was, he was the famed investor, the head guy for Fidelity Magellan. He literally started out as an intern with Fidelity Investments. He actually was a caddy back in 1966. When he took over Fidelity Magellan, it had about $14 million in the bank, and when he got done, it had about $18 billion. So he knew what he was doing, and he had a couple things that he called baggers, and so 10 baggers meant that 10 times the money, and he also invested in a thing called Know What You Know. So I expect everybody to be reading that book, One Up on Wall Street by Peter Lynch. So that's rule number one that I always tell people. Rule number two is exactly what Peter Lynch says, and of course what Warren Buffett says, and I 100% agree. Trade what you know. When I say that, it doesn't mean just, well, I'm a gold investor, so I know gold. Well, the thing is, my background is in politics, so I try to trade things that are world investments, things that I understand, the political side of things and how it affects the market. My mother is a pharmacist. So I understand the FDA background. I understand how the process works. And so I like to trade biotech stocks because I understand that world. If you're a carpenter, you're obviously going to understand home building stocks. If you are somebody who's in the business of being a farmer, you're going to understand commodities, corn and wheat, so you'll know when to plant. Is the good weather time? Is it not a good weather time? So I always tell people to trade what you know. Not to say you can't expand your horizons and trade things that you don't understand, but you'll always make a little bit extra money because you have a little bit more insight into trading what you know. And then the third one, and I always say, which is the best thing, every day is a new opportunity. It's very important to understand that. You may win today, you may lose today, but the best thing about the stock market is every day is a new opportunity. And I say take advantage of that. If you lose one day, get ready for the next day. Be prepared. I always say do your homework. If your homework is there and your due diligence is done, you'll probably have a better advantage of making a winning trade as opposed to a losing trade. And I also say if you lose on a trade today, don't worry. There's always going to be tomorrow. Until next time, Zingers, I'll see you then.